Hello, Start again.
Wow,
I am
no,
okay.
we're
No. Start
I'm
again.
getting sick too.
Ah.
I'm getting sick.
Start again.
No, we're good. 14
Damn it.
seconds.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Abigail, the ultimate guru, and with me, as always, is my co-host, the world's only comedian, Bryden Proctor.
The Kanye of comedy, one on Twitter, and that's one like a finger.
Oh, we're back to that now. Yes,
Yeah.
he's back on Twitter, and he's mostly harassing me and
Yeah.
telling random women that I'm just like a liar and I'm fat and stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that I steal from the grocery store.
Yeah. Yeah. You
So
know.
don't follow him,
Dude,
okay? And if you go seek him out, bully him, okay?
if you fucking bully me, dude, you're in for problems. Let me just say that.
Just do it. If you look, he can't get us all, okay?
Oh, I can't.
I don't think
I
so.
can get you all.
Anyway, you don't have
It's
to
a
worry about a
long
thing.
weekend, Abby.
Damn it. Except for me. I have to worry, but you guys, you don't have to worry about a thing because we are here to help. Or at least I am here to help people not be so fat. That's the goal this week.
Well, gotta go. You have to go over to the Speedway, and you got to get one of those 1,240 calorie pepperoni mozzarella stuffers. That
If you just eat that, that's great. You lose some weight.
it wasn't even really filling. I mean, I just I
No.
got it and was like, oh yeah, sure, that can't be. And then I got back to the office and was like, what in the fuck? It's 9 a.m. What am I doing?
It's probably just greasy as heck
It was.
and full of cheese. Cheese
Not that
adds
much cheese.
up.
Not that much cheese,
No?
dude. It was far more
Yeah.
pepperoni than cheese.
It's gonna be all the grease.
Oh, it was super greasy. Yeah, I had to wash my hands twice.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah. It wasn't bad.
See, I had like 20 pieces of sushi or so yesterday. And that was pretty good. It was fantastic.
Don't
I
care
just ate
for sushi.
sushi all day.
No. I'll go with the vegetarian but it's probably not that good for you. When they got like the breaded fried avocado in there with like the carrot and the cucumber. I can go for that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Don't like fish.
Well, it just doesn't taste like fish to me.
Well,
Like it just doesn't taste like it. Like the fish part doesn't taste like anything unless it's like spicy tuna and it's spicy because
well,
it's like super fresh and good cuts and stuff.
I like also was it nigori? Is that the one where it's like in the breading and it's just like filled with rice?
I
That's
don't
not
know.
really sushi, but nigori. Nope, that is some type of a liquor.
Yeah,
What
that's
is
what I thought. It's a sake thing.
nigiri? That might be it. Yeah, but that's the one with just the I don't know. Anyway, it's got
Who
like a
knows?
sweet breading around it, and it's just rice in the middle. And I used to get it at Safeway.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard of that.
It was all right. Sushi's gross.
Wonderful. Okay. So we need to mobilize everyone for a very important mission. That's what
Oh,
we're going to start off talking about.
yeah.
Go to Spotify and give us a 5-star review because apparently some people don't like us very much. I don't
Well,
know.
no, I think that the reason so we got a 3.1 on fucking Spotify right now. We're
Yeah,
five
we had no
we're
idea.
5 stars on goddamn, iTunes.
Apple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we're 3.1 over on Spotify, and I think that's because of the fucking dork TV actors that started a podcast way after we did with a very similar name that
Yes.
they call theirs "We're Here to Help." It's far more popular than ours could ever hope to be. But at least I wasn't on New Girl. Nah, unless you bang Zoe Deschanel, sort of closer to her prime, which he probably even didn't. What a nerd! That guy sucks, right?
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, he's the worst. And I really, I blame him for our low reviews. It's not our content that's the problem. Where our listeners go to is where I have told them to go to in the past, Apple Podcasts, and what the people, are saying there It's only good things.
Pretty good.
5 stars only.
Yeah. But yeah, if you can head over to the Spotify and help that out, that would be great.
You could say whatever you want in the review, like in the text part, just the stars, just click 5.
I don't even think that they allow a review over there.
Oh no, it's just the
I think
stars.
it's just stars because
That's a lot less fun.
yeah, it's a ton less fun. But I'll bet if there were reviews, it would say on there, I thought this was that gay ass podcast, but
But it's another chaos
It's a-
podcast, in fact.
a really rude, terrible podcast where the people are delusional, and I can't believe that this happened because this happened on the Patreon. People will subscribe and then refund it, but they're usually the exit survey, if they do one, are nice. They're like, I'm sorry, I'm sure you guys are great. I thought this was, the New Girl Guys podcast.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, well, take your dollar and walk, bitch. Like,
Yeah, good for them that they noticed. Not good for us, but good for them that they at least noticed before they got charged for a couple months.
yeah, fuck you if you didn't notice. It says on there, Abby and Bryden.
That's true. It's on the graphic. Like, there's no question as to like the names of the hosts.
It's a completely different fucking podcast. I mean, and hey, I would love to hear from somebody that was mistaken and gave it a try and is now banned from Twitter as a result of my influence, I guess.
It's all our fault. That would be great. That would be beautiful.
I was just really into New Girl. I thought that guy was hot. And then you guys made some really good points about flat Earth and, now...
About women as cars. That's the genius plan to combat climate change that we all need. And sexism. Everyone will be just fine.
My chair got stuck on this rug.
It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
It was very noisy what you were doing.
I
That was
know.
ruining the whole show.
Well, listen, this is if it's the soft bigotry of low expectations, all right? If you only expect me to give a 3.1 star show, that's what you're going to get.
That's dude, just an absolute dog shit episode.
We've had
Punish the people who are not listening to this one. They've already left their review and left.
100%. Yeah. Well, it's fine. We've been hemorrhaging downloads for months now. So it's cool.
Yeah.
It's fine. I don't know what, I do this just on a Tuesday for fun. Oh yeah, this comes out on Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. And really, you should be thankful to us and show how thankful you are by subscribing to the highest tier of the Patreon.
Or alternatively, post tits on the internet.
No.
And then I'll subscribe to your highest tier. See, that's
No,
how the
stop.
economy works. That's how the economy works, Abby.
I don't get money for this part, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So it's bad. It's a bad idea.
Just because you're too ugly to make an OnlyFans does not mean that some of our dear listeners. And you know what? You know what? The fellas, I'm not going to look at your pictures, but I will subscribe out of solidarity.
Oh, no. He's lying, by the way. He's
get
lying through his teeth. He's going to look.
more dicks out there on the internet, fellas. We'll start the Bryden coalition, and it's just wieners against women. Wah! We'll call it.
Maybe this is the gay podcast. Maybe it actually makes sense. We're just the discount gay new girl podcast.
I mean, I've never.
You have banks.
She's not on the podcast.
Well, then why? What is the point of it?
I don't know. It's one of the. I don't know even the character's name. I only watched the first season.
Who cares? I don't care.
It was not bad.
But yeah, guys, you could go to Spotify and give us a review. That would be wonderful. Thank you very much. And on Apple Podcasts, you can actually put text in the reviews.
Guess what?
What?
We're here to help with Jake Johnson I guess he was in Spider-Man as well. And Gareth Reynolds is in The
Gareth.
Dollop. I don't know what the fuck that is. But on their Apple Podcasts, they only have 4.9 stars.
Okay, so we just have to beat them.
Well, we already do beat them on Apple Podcasts.
That's good.
But I don't know what they are on Spotify. We can take a look.
Yeah, no, I don't care about this.
They
But,
are also 4.9 on there. We're not far behind them. It doesn't seem like they have an immensely popular podcast. They also only do like, oh no, these are an hour. I guess the first episode was only a half an hour, but then they wised up. So, I don't know. I just want to do better than those guys. That's all I know.
We're going to do better. Okay, we're going to get the numbers up with the help of our listeners. Who
No,
we love very much.
Just the reviews. I mean, we will never beat them in numbers, but
I meant the review score.
Okay.
The number that represents the review score.
Good. I mean, they also have like 9,000 reviews on Spotify, and we have 7. But yeah.
7's good though.
Is it?
7.
Is that good?
It's a good number.
It's a good
number. It's a lucky number. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pleasant number, It's better than 3.
I think we were doing better when we only had 3, though. I think that they were 3 positive reviews.
Yeah. That's when we had 5 stars.
Yeah.
We should go back to 3.
Well, you know what? If they knocked them off when people stopped listening, we'd be back to 2, at least. Anyway, this is great content. I love doing the show. Everybody loves it.
We're doing good. Do you want to get right into our Reddit stories?
Yeah, we can do that because you didn't ask for
Oh my
any
gosh.
Reddit.
Yeah, the one time. I'm sorry, everyone.
It's not the one time.
It's the one time. It's the one time.
Do the show. Just do the fucking show.
Okay.
Just do the show.
I'm doing it. I'm doing the show right now. Am I the asshole for... Will you not cough into the mic, by the way? That was disgusting. Am I the asshole for suing my neighbor after their kid trespassed and fell into my koi pond?
Is this like a like a variation of that episode of The Office when Michael falls into the koi pond? Is that a thing people really do?
I don't know.
Did he kill a fish? He killed a fish, right?
He possibly damaged them or something, but they're really expensive fish is the gist. So
Sure.
I have a koi pond in my backyard. It's not just any koi pond. It's a full-blown, professionally designed Japanese garden with a bridge, waterfalls, and koi that cost more than my car.
Okay, I was gonna say because you might have heard me looking it up. Koi fish can cost anywhere from $10 to $20,000.
Yeah. I'm talking $1,000 for a single fish. So he's getting some decent fish.
He's got a lot of fish. I guess they can get as long as 3 foot long.
Yeah, they can get pretty big if they have a big enough space.
Yeah, there's this koi pond like over near where I am sometimes, and there's like a restaurant over there that I can't remember if I've been to or not. It's like an Indian restaurant. They got like an Asian restaurant and stuff, but they got the koi fish, and it's all open. And they just like the only thing I ever think is like, what if I took one?
That's I think that the value of the property
Grand
is
theft.
high enough that
Yeah.
it would be a pretty bad charge. And so
Getting
I
a little-
I wouldn't imagine people know that though.
No.
So someone could just go and steal the fish and just have no idea what's going to happen to them when they get caught.
Yeah.
They probably have cameras pointed at it.
I mean, what's fucked too is it's like I'm sure they do, but like it's all so low and around like where people are walking and stuff that it's like maybe they swim real fast if a foot comes down or something like that. I mean, somebody has to have accidentally stepped on one. They serve drinks at that restaurant, the Indian restaurant.
I mean, maybe. Probably not very often. And yeah, they probably get out of the way pretty fast when they feel like the disturbance above them.
I don't
Fish
know.
can move.
They don't
you
run
know?
from me when I'm walking around them. I'm like
Well,
pointing
do you
at them.
stomp above them? That's what I'm saying. Like when the water breaks above them, like as soon as your foot goes in.
I don't put my foot in, but maybe I've done a little stomping around them just to see what would happen. They swim away pretty fast.
Yeah.
I could
They
get
fast
one.
a little bit.
I could get one if I wanted.
I would really appreciate it if when you try, you have Erica film it for everyone.
Yeah, of course. Why would I
I
do
want
that?
to see you catching a fish with your bare hands. You're not allowed to use a net.
No, I could get him bare hands.
I I
I'd corner him,
believe
dude.
that you believe that, and that's
I'd
why I
cor-
think this is realistic to ask for.
I could corner him. I could really get in there. He's not smarter than me. He's a fish. All right, I could get him. Because like the key would be to get a couple of them in the corner, and then they're like, I trick them. They start fighting to each other. I start like, your buddy's gonna sell you out, and
Oh
then
yeah, that'll work.
it might. You gotta learn to speak fish.
Mm-hmm. Can you do that? Can you speak fish?
Yeah, you just get like a little pack of bubbles and blow the bubbles at them, and then probably words come out of that. I speak the words into there. Translates.
Yeah, I think that's that's like SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Okay. Maintaining this pond is my pride and joy. I've put years into this hobby, and my yard is securely fenced with no trespassing signs everywhere. Now, I just want to point out here, I did not say the age. He's put years into this hobby. How many years? He's 22 years old.
Well,
So, probably like 3 years into it, you know? Or
well,
like,
3 years is
he could have.
still a long time. He
Yeah,
could have started when he was like 16.
right. I'm just trying to like think of how much investment is going on here. I'm not like criticizing it.
Well, even if he started at 18, that's still like if you're 18 and you spent 3 years working on something like that, that's a long time.
Yeah, you're going to care about it quite a bit.
Like now, if I spend 3 years at something, I'm like, that was a waste of time. Like,
You're old.
I know.
Enter my neighbor, quote, Karen. Fake name, but fitting. Karen has a son. Let's call him Timmy. He's 8. Who is notorious for wandering into other people's yards uninvited. I've talked to Karen multiple times about this, but she just brushes it off with kids will be kids.
Well, kids will be kids up until the point they start, breaking shit, and then, kids are gonna be charged as juveniles, but yeah, kids are gonna
Yeah.
be kids in the system at that point.
Yeah, all of that's always done. Like, kids will be kids is appropriate to say in certain situations, sure, but not like in a situation where you're just refusing to do basic discipline. Like, if someone has, you don't go into other people's yards. Like, my kids know that.
Yeah.
You don't do that unless you're allowed to.
Well,
It's not your house.
and if he was wandering and just was like fascinated by fish, and it was like this is neat, and wasn't
Mm-hmm.
causing, I imagine one of the fish is now dead.
Let me see. No, he destroyed part of the ecosystem. Let me just read the
Oh,
last little bit.
uh-oh.
Okay. Last week, while I was running errands, I got a frantic call from Karen. Apparently, Timmy climbed over my fence to, quote, feed the fish, even though I've explicitly told him to stay out. In doing so, he slipped, fell into the pond, and destroyed part of my carefully maintained ecosystem. And the rest of it, basically, he wants to sue him because this is like thousands upon thousands of dollars of damage. Like, this is like an expensive thing, and he could have hurt a fish. The fish are expensive, and he's all mad.
Yeah. I mean, how much is he wanting to sue for?
I don't know. I would imagine a lawyer would have to tell him that.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
I
You're
don't.
probably going to small claims court. It's probably a good thing to do because that's the only way that the mom is going to keep little Timmy out of that fucking yard.
Yeah.
Even if you lose, it's still going to be like, we don't want to go through that shit again.
There's a consequence for your actions. Yeah. Well, I probably wouldn't jump straight to it. Just there's a few steps I would do in between. Like, hey, let's work this out just between us. This is a lot of expensive damage. Like, you have to
Why,
pay
bo-
for this.
why bother?
When that doesn't work, I would sue.
Why bother? I mean, she obviously, if the dude is right and he really has repeatedly said, "Keep your little shit out of my fucking yard," I wouldn't bother. I would just threaten with a lawyer first, and then she'll come and offer to pay, and maybe that'll be enough. Like you can send a letter before you got to go to court, but even if you lose, if you're willing to throw the time and money
Mm,
into it, and you probably get something, but it's not going to be worth your
yeah.
time. The lawyer will win.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's the thing for me. It's just such a pain. I would not want to jump to it sooner than I need to.
Well, a big part of what lawyers do is just help people prove a fucking point.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It depends on how ride or die he is for his fish, I guess.
He's apparently very ride or die, but yeah, no, okay, so that's a shit mom, okay? If it and if you are trying to tell the kid not to do it and all of that, and you're disciplining him and he continues to do it, then he should be watched. Like, clearly he's not responsible enough to be out there unsupervised if he's not following your basic instructions.
Well, if you wanted to like be a real fucking piece of shit about it, though, instead you're like, oh, don't jump to the lawyer. If you want to be a real piece of shit about it, you could like call CPS. Like, I'm taking a moderate approach. All right, I'm not saying go scorched earth yet. I'm
I mean,
letting you know the options that are out there for this guy if he wants to go scorched earth. He can do
yeah.
that. This kid almost drowned in his fucking pond.
I mean, people call CPS a lot these days. So
Is that because your kids wear potato sacks and sandals made of macaroni
nobody's ever
boxes?
called CPS on us, and they like the potato sacks. It makes them happy, okay? They're fine. They like them. They wear them because they like them.
Yeah, they like because they look at you in your clothes and they go, "I'm just like mom in my potato sacks."
That's exactly what my household is like.
Kraft macaroni and cheese sandals with rubber bands.
It's something like 30% of families end up with a CPS case opened in some form. Like, most of them are closed pretty fast because it's bullshit calls, but
Yeah.
like, that's a pretty big number, you know?
Well, it's a pretty.
30% of households have had it happen to them. So that's not like 30% of children, it's 30% of households.
CPS came to my fucking parents' house. Well, I guess it was my house too. I was a child. Um, Teachers were concerned because I was just saying crazy shit, you know.
Your poor
And
mom is just has to be like, no, he's just kind of like that. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
that's literally no, that's literally what they had to explain. Was I was like, no, his dad did not throw him through a wall.
Were you trying to sound cool or what?
No, I thought it was funny, like a cartoon.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, and like, I remember being very
That's
confused.
hilarious.
And my mother was like, if you keep this shit up, they're going to take you away. And you're going to go have to live in a foster home. And I'm like, oh no. In reality, I had about a 30-70 shot of going to like a better home. But like, it was
Like,
going to be worse.
what's so bad? My dad used to threaten me with stuff like that. He's like, you can't tell anyone about that because they'll take, And I'm just like, Dad, I've run away 5 times. What do you mean? Yeah, that's what I every single time the police talk to me after, I tell them all kinds of things that have happened here, and they call me a liar. That's why I'm still here. Like, it's just like,
I don't know. My dad wouldn't throw me through walls, whatever. I mean, they were just poor, But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, that 70% was you get raped by, whoever the foster family
Yeah,
is.
that's the other
It's a
thing
big
is
part of it.
yeah, I knew a couple foster kids when I was growing up, and they had lives just as miserable and horrible and abusive as mine, basically. Like, parents just in it for that check kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
not even a big check.
No, it's not.
It's
Well,
not like it's some huge payday, you know?
I
It's just,
brought, dude, I don't know. I brought it up on the show before, but uh, my mother like did it started doing a thing called respite where it was like taking care of kids, like basically like retard babysitting.
hmm.
And then eventually we had like a few kids a few times like fucking live with us full time and shit. It's like
Hmm.
I still don't know if that was all for the money or she just thought like, oh, we're really doing everybody a favor. In the long run, all that did like to me was probably positive because I'm way more patient with like, disabled people. Uh
Yeah,
being
that's good.
being as the devil that I am or whatever, I'm like way more. I'm like, oh, I can identify like, yeah, that's their
Hmm.
issues and stuff and whatever. It probably made me like a more patient guy when it comes to that stuff. But I, that wasn't great. You know, it was like we had sticky retards there all the fucking time, and they did poop
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, that was probably very hard.
It was annoying, dude. And some of them steal my video games and shit. It was fucking terrible. I will never forget. This was the first time a black kid stole from me. He stole GoldenEye from me.
Oh
He
no.
stole GoldenEye from me. It was either GoldenEye or
That's
Star Fox. I think it was GoldenEye. But I think he stole GoldenEye from me for the Nintendo 64. That's the first time, as far as I know, that a black person stole from me. And it wasn't the last. It wasn't
yeah.
the last.
He had good taste.
Yeah.
Who's that?
I mean, I know,
You
but
know.
he's probably just thrilled there were guns in it. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We all loved that game. It was an amazing game.
It's a good game.
It was an amazing game.
Get to be a spy.
Hey, you could shoot dudes. Russians.
All right, from r/confessions, I found out that my girlfriend is intellectually disabled, and it's really freaked me out.
Well, I was gonna say, how did you not notice that? But like, she's probably super hot.
Maybe, or maybe like he just thought that she was quirky or something, was
Oh,
my
that's yeah.
initial impression, you know? Because girls will just pretend to be dumb because they think it's funny sometimes. Like maybe he just
Pretend.
assumed that no, it's not always the case that they're pretending.
So,
Like,
so the first story we did was an episode of The Office. The second story we are doing now is a few episode arc of Arrested Development, season 3 of Arrested Development. Okay.
yeah, I've
Uh,
seen neither show, so
oh,
I just sorry. Everybody keeps telling me to watch Arrested
it's
Development
great.
because they think I will like it.
Yeah, it's great. The first 3 seasons are good. Yeah, then it kind of is bad.
I'll
But, you know.
probably get to it eventually. We're watching Stargate Atlantis now. They're in the city of Atlantis. You know?
How many times have
Go
you
to
got to watch
Stargate.
fucking Stargate?
Well, this is a different one. There's 3 series, and this is the second one. And there's some
Series?
movies. Series,
Series? Siri?
series, Serodes, if we want to go the Greek.
I mean, I don't know. The last time we had this argument, it ended up everybody was right, and it was about octopus, octopi,
Well,
octopod.
that's because that particular root is like very versatile. Most words don't work like that. Um, we've been dating for about 6 months now, and I just found out that she is considered mentally handicapped by the state and tests at a very low IQ.
Okay, score? I
I mean,
mean,
to be fair, I feel like that's not something you would tell someone on a first date. Like you gotta
no, but it's something somebody should notice on a first date if it's that
yes,
severe.
like you might also be intellectually
Yeah,
disabled a little bit if it just seemed normal to you.
I.
But I
Or
get why she wouldn't tell him because like it's when is it gonna come up, you know? And like it's not it's not something you need to disclose on a first date. I don't
hey, my
know.
name's Deborah. Just so you know, I am legally obligated to tell you that I am mentally retarded.
Yeah, they're on a list.
I mean, you know, listening to them might be good because sometimes they get lost in shit, you know?
Yeah.
Put a sign up outside the neighborhood. Be like, if you see him and he's running around with fucking Elmer's glue, you grab him because he's up to
Honestly,
something.
and most neighbors would just just be like, okay, I'll keep an eye out. Like, yeah, like I'll
I'll
help.
Well, I'll bet plenty of people with developmentally disabled kids do go like when they move in. They're like, "Hey, this is
Hmm.
Bobby. He's largely cool. He's not gonna
Hmm.
do anything. But if you see him wandering around in the street by himself, don't let him near your cat. All right? I don't know where he gets all these fucking fireworks from. I don't get it. If I find out your kid is selling him fucking fireworks,
Yeah. No, well, I have seen signs for like severe autism. So not like the, quirky meme kind of autism that everybody has
oh
now,
yeah,
but
the
like real, like
non-verbal type of
disabled.
yeah.
Yeah, or not even that, but just like the ones who like really legitimately freak out with loud noises and stuff like that. But
The
they'll
guys
have
who have to
yard
wear the
signs.
headphones and shit all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I've seen yard signs for that, just to kind of let people know, like, yeah, don't bang on the door. You know,
Yeah.
like if we're not expecting you, do not ring the doorbell. Like, just put the package down.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
It'll be like, someone in this house has autism. I think the people make them themselves. I don't think this is like a thing.
You
You
could
go,
definitely buy
yeah,
those. You could definitely buy.
I'm
I'm gonna
sure.
look on
But it's
Amazon
like,
right now. Guess who's getting this sign?
like
Uh,
someone with like autism lives in this house. They, like, please no loud noise, like that kind of thing.
in this house, we autism do melt. That what the fuck does this even say? I swear to God, computers make F this. In this house, we do autism. We do meltdown. What the fuck does this say?
Well, send it to me so I can see it. I can't see it right now.
Okay, hold on. Let me copy image here. Why isn't it fucking working? Okay, look, I'm just gonna send you the link. Maybe I'm fucking retarded. This is
You are.
no. How does this? In this house, we do.
Let's
We
see.
do. We
Okay.
autism. Do we do
No.
L's
Okay.
we do tears and frustration. We worry and stress. We also hope for a better day. We persevere and we pray because in this house we don't go down without a fight. That's
Okay. I
why are you
think I
so
got it.
mad at
Yeah.
autism?
In this house, we do autism. We do meltdowns and avoidance. We do tears and frustration. We worry and stress. We also hope for a better day. Okay, yeah, I got it. That makes sense.
It doesn't make sense, but
It's
okay.
an insane sign to put on your door. Like, what the heck?
This is some nuts
What is the point
typography.
of this?
We gotta put a
Why?
we gotta put a link to this in the fucking
Autism
description,
family
bro.
home decor. Okay, I have to look at the reviews because I have to understand the mindset of the people. No, there's no reviews. There's literally no reviews. Nobody has purchased this.
It's the link is going in the fucking description because I don't know, I can't explain this in a way that I'm not crazy. All right, because this doesn't make
Okay.
sense.
I just found another one that makes a little more sense. It says, in this house, we do autism. We repeat what we say. We love lining up things. We worry and we stress. We do meltdowns and avoidance. We laugh a lot. Do routine. We do tears and frustration. Yeah. Why would you do this? Why
I
would you put this in your house for any reason?
I have no fucking idea, dude.
Okay, whatever. None of this is relevant. We need to get back to the story.
There
I'm
are
very
there,
distracted.
there's slow signs on the street signs that say slow children at play, but I always read them as slow children at play, and everybody's always done that bit, but
Yeah,
it's true.
it's
You're
pretty
like,
hack.
you know,
You
little
know what was funny? My neighbors across the street when we first moved into this house, they're gone now. The HOA fined them one too many times that they left. I guess they were
too much
always mad
autism.
about that. But they would always put out these signs to put on the road, these little cone things, like
Oh
squared
yeah, drive
cones
like your
that
children live
say,
here.
no, no, no. They just say like children at play, please slow down. But they
Hmm.
would put it in the street so no one could drive. Like you would have to drive over. Like they literally would block the street. I need you to understand there's only one way in and out of my street. There's no like, you would literally have to reverse. It would be difficult because people park on the side of the street. So it's basically a one way street both ways. So you have to like weave and like, it was insane. So anyway, the HOA was very angry about that. They had
Uh,
lots of complaints. They would just block the street so their children could ride bikes in the road instead of on the sidewalk.
well, I get kids riding bikes in the road, but why don't you teach your kids what we learned as youngins when we were setting up ramps, like a piece of fucking spare wood from Dad's garage
Oh yeah.
on cinder blocks, and we would ramp is what
We
we would
did
do
that too.
until
Oh yeah.
until someone got hurt, and you know when a car came, you went car, and you got out of the fucking way. And then the whatever truck that was driving by with the dude drinking a Budweiser just kept on going, and then we set up the ramp again. And thank God for that because we had another 10 minutes before it slipped out from underneath it and someone got
Oh
hurt.
yeah. Yeah.
That was just gonna happen. I mean,
Well, the main thing though is that like right around the corner is a park with a bit like a nice sidewalk and a loop around it, so they could
Also,
literally just go down the road. Yeah.
I want to point something out. When I say
Mhm.
dad's garage, that was not my dad's garage. I don't think we ever had a garage. This was other
Mm,
kids. My parents would never have allowed us to go off of ramps made of cinder blocks in the middle of the street. That's why I
no.
went to other kids' houses to do that.
Yes, absolutely. My
They,
my parents just yeah. When I was a kid, my mom didn't care where I was, for sure. She did not care.
I think
So
my
I would just leave and go play. I just had to be back by sundown.
I think mine. They knew where I was roughly though, so it wasn't that big of a deal. We were in like pretty small area.
Yeah, well, I mean, they knew that I was pretty responsible. Like, I wouldn't leave the neighborhood or anything like that. I just had friends in the neighborhood, and we would run all over the neighborhood. You know?
Yeah, what you're supposed to do, and then now all the kids do is like cyberbully each other and fucking finger each other at
Well,
school.
it's because the statistic I quoted earlier, all the CPS calls. I once had a neighbor threaten to call CPS on me because my kid was playing in my fully fenced-in backyard
Oh yeah, you told
while
me
I
about
was
that.
inside.
Yeah.
Like you people get cases opened up on them because their kid walked to the park by themselves now. Like we kind of aren't given the choice. Like there were charges against a parent for that last time I saw a story about it, letting the kid walk to the park.
How old was the kid?
No, he was walking to town. He was a 10-year-old walking to town, and the mom
Oh,
got like, which is like, in a small town you can just do that. Like, that's not dangerous. I don't know.
people do that in cities all the time. They let 10 year
Yeah.
olds roam free. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, it is now apparently. But anyway, let's get back to this very
All I
low
want to say
IQ
is when
person.
I was a 10,
Mhm.
when I was 10, I was a 10. All right.
Okay,
I
look, this is not a pedophile podcast. We don't need to attract that kind of
I
clientele.
was I was a hot young boy,
Oh, goodness
and
gracious. I'm
I
sure
would
your
ride
Boy
my.
Scout troop leader thought so.
He was a man of God, if I remember correctly. Actually, I think
Okay. Okay, are you going to tell me that's impossible? Because I've heard some stories.
we're not railing against the Catholics today. I was going to
I'm
give them a
sorry, you're
break
right.
after last week.
I wasn't even thinking of them that time. I was just thinking of like youth pastors and
Yeah,
stuff. Some of them, some of them really do just genuinely care about teaching the kids about God. But some of them are just like having too much fun. I don't know.
yeah. Heaven
Spiked
forbid
hair.
that they have too much
They're
fun.
having way too much fun.
I don't know, whatever. All that shit's gay anyway. But point is, when I was 10, I was running around scared for my life. All right, there would be a stray dog or something. I wouldn't go down that road. There were dogs barking. I went
Oh,
the
dude.
long way around because I didn't want the dogs to jump over the fence and get me. They weren't gonna.
They weren't. Yeah, no. But it's scary.
Yeah, life is
Like,
terrifying when you're 10 years old. It's horrific. Then you're
yeah.
30. Then all of a sudden you're 37. You're still scared of Art the Clown. You're gonna watch Terrifier 3 tomorrow. You're gonna watch it. It's on the Super Box. You're gonna watch it. But
I'm
now
not.
you're less scared of him. Less scared of him because you saw this video of the makeup that they did and they put all the makeup on him. Turns out he's just a guy. You know, he's not real. He's just a
You're
dude.
like a child, Bryden.
It's like he's just a guy and I'm less scared of him now, you know?
You had to watch him do it. There was one Halloween. My dad had this really scary, like demented looking skull, evil skull mask that he had. It was like a nice. I don't know if he got it custom or like his one of his friends' cool masks, or like an art project. I don't know, but it was terrifying. And he kept like he would like go around the corner of once he realized I was so scared of it. I was like crying. I was like because he didn't put it on in front of me at any point,
Mm.
right? Like he walked into the room with it on, and I screamed and cried, right? And he walks back out around the corner to take it off, and he comes back in, and he's like, "It was just a mask, honey." And all throughout that night, okay, he would just like turn around or go around a corner, or like he'd get in the car first because we're trick or treating in the car and getting out and stuff, and he would put it on where I can't see. So there was never like a transition of dad face to demented face, and just my like 8-year-old mind could not could not handle it at all. He had the time of his life
That
that year.
rules. That rules.
Yeah. I think it's a hilarious memory now. At the time, I was pretty
Oh, yeah,
upset.
I'm sure. Absolutely horrific.
She's prohibited from getting a driver's license because her IQ is so low.
That's how would you not notice that she has to look retarded at that point?
No, I mean, she could look normal. She's just real dumb.
There's so many people that we let drive that should not drive.
I mean, that's true. Absolutely.
How fucking crazy slow do you have to be? What? Okay, I have to look it up.
Yeah.
Let's see. What? It's probably very state to state. What is the IQ cutoff for having a driver's license? I mean, it's got to be crazy low. People also ask, is 72 a bad IQ score?
Oh no.
And they're like, yeah, to be diagnosed with mental retardation, a person must have an IQ below 70 to 75, i.e., significantly below average.
Okay, so like 70.
So yeah, I
We'll
mean,
just
it's
go with
got.
70.
We'll go with like 70.
75. Be nice about it.
Well, I mean, you just got to think that, like, I mean, like, look, like, I'm no fucking genius except for
No.
creativically. I'm a
Yep.
genius, and
Definitely an ass.
I'm a genius, and that's a significant fucking drop because, like, I think once you get below like 80, that's like you can't even work at the Walmart as a greeter anymore.
There was some videos I watched. There was this guy who had, yeah, like an 80 IQ or something like that. Something real low like that. And he was just kind of explaining to people like what his day-to-day life is like. Right? I wish I could remember what the guy's name was because it was really interesting. But he just seemed really nice, and he
Yeah, it
didn't
doesn't mean
use
you're
very
bad.
big words, and he was just like, and yeah, I had to do this paperwork, and I had to get someone to help me. I had to get a social worker to help me because I just don't understand how to do paperwork, and that's really frustrating for me. Like
Yeah,
he just could not fill out the like DMV paperwork or whatever. It probably wasn't. I don't know. You get just a regular
probably not
ID at the DMV
DMV.
too. No, you get a regular just state ID there too. But
Oh, I guess that's true.
anyway, I don't know what the paperwork was for. It's probably for like some sort of benefits he needed or something, I would assume. I don't know. Insurance thing, who knows? But yeah, so he was like on disability and it was kind of enough for him to live. He can't really cook things that are too complicated and stuff, but
Do you know
you
where I can
might not
find this?
notice all that if you were just talking to him. You'd just be like, he's kind of dumb.
Which are the best type of guy, by the way? Is just a
Yeah.
dude who's like just pretty dumb. Like they're the
Yeah.
best type of dude to be around.
Well, it's got to be frustrating for him though, because he was smart enough to understand that, like, yeah, I just can't understand the paperwork. Like, not the paperwork is bad, the paperwork is wrong, but just like, yeah, I don't get it. I
Well,
don't understand how this works. I need help. But like,
hold on, is he really that stupid then? Because, quite frankly,
I mean, he was tested.
I don't understand why the fuck they have all that paperwork. Like, yeah, I could just fill all this shit out until, like, a lot of these tax forms and stuff, they get over there when they're just like, and how many times did you what's your gambling losses? Well, it's like, well, how much until it matters? Oh, I don't know, go check another fucking form that we
Yeah,
have. And I'm like, well, no, okay, I lost it. That's fine.
that's fair.
Also, my gambling losses this year are not that much. I've
I
lost
don't gamble
every
at
bet I've fucking placed this year, though. I fucking lost.
all.
Nevada lost to the fucking Air Force, by the way, the other fucking day. That's insane. That's insane. I
To the Air
uninstalled the
Force?
fucking app. I uninstalled Hard Rock Bet, and I will reinstall it. But
Wait,
that's the
what
only
sport?
college football
Why wouldn't the Air Force be good at football?
because they're not.
Well, I don't understand why, like a soldier to add, like they get a lot of training. Like surely it can
It's
some of
not
it
in
transfers
football.
over.
Listen, those Army, Navy, Air Force are just bad teams. All right, they don't.
Okay. Well,
Like,
yeah,
they don't win.
I don't watch sports, so I have understanding of this at all. I just thought, soldiers training,
I don't ever
maybe.
watch. I don't watch college football. But I thought, and the odds said, okay, I should be okay on this. I should win. No, just $20 down the drain because anything that I bet on that fucking app, I'm going to Prize Picks now. For fuck's sake, I'm doing daily fantasy from now on. Fuck that. I'm done with sports betting till the Super Bowl.
You
And
could just not gamble.
don't be
You
fucking
could just
stupid.
you could just I don't gamble. I went to Vegas one time and I gambled $1 away and went, that went away fast. I don't want to do that again. Like, that doesn't feel good. It took me less time
What'd you
to
bet
lose the
on?
dollar.
Slot
It
machine?
was just a slot. Yeah, I put it took
Stupid.
me like longer to figure out the dollar because it was a little wrinkly and I had to fit it in the slot than it did for me to lose the entire dollar. And I just went, that seems like a sign from the
Well,
universe that I am not supposed to gamble. I'm
Well,
just
no,
done.
slot machines are stupid. You should have had somebody teach you how to play craps. You should have gone over there with like 20
You
bucks
know
or
what I
something.
want to what I want to do because we're gonna go back again in the spring probably. We're gonna go to a music festival there in the spring, and I was thinking that we would go to the old casinos where it's still like just full of cigarette smoke and the
Yeah, go,
carpets from like the 70s
go
and play
down. Yeah,
blackjack there.
you're talking about downtown Vegas, and I would say,
That street, I can't remember what it's called,
uh, fuck, I should know, but I've been drinking
with like
anyway.
the street performers and stuff.
They have street performers on just the strip as well.
Okay, yeah, I just mean like there's a big stage and they have DJs at it and there's just like
If you're okay, first of all, you could smoke in, as far as I know, still
yes,
every
but
Vegas casino.
yeah, but the ones on the nice newer, buildings in the strip, everybody was vaping and it just wasn't smoky in there. But we went to like the old street. I don't remember what it's
Hold
called. I
on,
don't
I
know.
should know this. Fremont.
Fremont, yeah. So
Yeah.
the ones on Fremont, we went in there and it's like yeah, it looks like like old carpet and stuff and just completely just
Yeah.
walking through big clouds of smoke. I want to play blackjack there.
Okay, but please, so for the
Yeah.
continuation of the podcast, do that during the day.
Oh yeah, and my husband will be there.
Yeah. Oh, he can also get stabbed at night. All right, Abby.
That's
Like I don't. What are you fucking talking about? That's yeah. Go during the
Are
day.
you saying this is a bad idea that I have? I
No,
just
go
thought it
during.
would be a fun vibe,
It is fun. It is fun. Go during
And
the
they were,
day.
and that was the only places I saw like the blackjack dealers wearing the cool, outfits, and the women had the stiletto heels and the little scarves around their necks and stuff. Like I didn't see that anywhere else, like that stereotypical thing. I
Well,
don't know.
it's rad they still do that. But yeah, go during the
Only there.
day on account of stabbings.
Yeah, I don't want to get stabbed. It was real sketchy over there. There was a homeless man who was clearly cracked out,
Yeah.
who was in one of the little circles for street performers,
Oh yeah.
and he was dressed as Santa Claus and he was offering hugs
I haven't
for money.
I haven't been back since they started making the street performers so they would stop fighting each other, rent circles.
Yeah, yeah, they put that guy in the circle though. It's so funny
Well, you don't have to
because
rent them. I guess you have to book them, but that's
oh,
still
okay, I see.
crazy.
And we had seen that guy before, like he had followed us over kind of, not like followed us, but like
Hmm.
came over right after us because we went to White Castle right across the road there and he came in and he just sat there on a table nearby, just cracked out homeless Santa Claus eating White Castle burgers. I don't know.
I mean, dude,
It's like, huh, that's fun.
I've paid homeless. I paid a homeless guy in Tahoe, Reno. No, not Tahoe. Well, Tahoe is split between California and Nevada. It paid a homeless guy in Tahoe to give him a hug. We hung out for a while, smoking cigarettes.
I
When I was
just
in
wouldn't
Tahoe.
want to hug a homeless
This
man.
was during COVID too.
I'll tell you why, though. My immediate thought upon seeing that man selling hugs in that circle was that Beavis and Butthead episode where they're trying to turn into vampires because they think the homeless person is a vampire, but he really just has like AIDS and herpes.
I don't remember that. And I,
You
and
don't?
I do want to point out, I didn't pay him to hug him. I gave him money because he's homeless, and then we had a great conversation. And I was like, "Bro, can I give you a fucking hug?" And then I gave him a
Oh,
hug,
that's
and
sweet.
yeah, he was great. He's probably fucking dead now. It's been 4 years, but
Oh, yeah.
He was rad.
Probably.
Can't remember his name, but yeah, we smoked cigarettes. Gave him the rest of my cigarettes. Fucking, we hung out on the
Oh,
street.
that's nice. That's great.
It was neat.
All right, where was I here? In hindsight, I probably shouldn't be surprised. There were signs. I've witnessed her being unable to operate simple technology, being unable to do basic math, not being able to understand a lot of things, or asking me very strange questions like, why is the Earth round? Or why can't penguins fly like other birds?
Okay. Well, okay. Now wait. One.
These are valid questions.
Thank you. Exactly. One. What do you mean? Why? Why don't you mean how? That's why she is stupid. How is the
How
Earth
is
round?
the Earth round? You're right.
And then penguins, we don't know that they can't fly. They just don't do it in front of cameras.
That's a good point you're making.
They're gonna be flight. I don't believe in flightless birds. That's fucking stupid. Well, although to be fair, come to think of it, we do got a lot of people without legs that don't work. I mean,
Penguins are just disabled. They're
yeah,
just
they might
cripples.
be. They might be, dude.
If they weren't born with this genetic defect, they would be beautiful swans.
I call them fucking polio birds. I think from now on.
Oh no. It's such a weird thing you would have to explain to people if you did just start out loud calling them polio birds.
Well, I'm going to. It's
Just
the
like-
name of the episode.
And your answer has to be just because they can't fly, and that's it.
They can't fly, dumbass. What do you gotta fucking? They even let you drive a car?
But yeah, my advice to you is like, you liked her before. She's the same person now. You didn't mind that she couldn't understand things. You didn't mind that she's, what?
Pretty big problem. Are you planning on having children?
That is, I would ask that. I would maybe consider who you want to have children with.
Oh, I would.
before then.
I would also look into the goddamn laws in your state.
Oh, that's a good point. Is she a ward of anyone? Does she have a guardian still? Because it's possible.
I mean, I don't know. Britney Spears had a conservatorship or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Conservatorship.
Conservatorship.
Is that what it's called? I don't know. I didn't know
Yep.
that those things fucking existed until Britney
Yeah.
Spears. Yeah, I'd look into whether or not you're committing rape right now.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. It's like a whole thing. You get in a lot of trouble for that, bro.
Yeah, maybe find out.
You're not allowed to just go around and fuck tards. You can't do it. They don't let you. For good reason, I think, probably. But also, I mean, if she's passing,
Yeah.
she's got to be really cute or something.
I mean, yeah.
There's no way
just-
she's slobbering all over herself.
I mean, I don't think it's that sort of thing. It's literally just a low IQ. It's got to be like if you just didn't know, then there's not there's no defect. It's just the IQ is the defect.
I'm not gonna ruin the Arrested Development bit for you,
I'll watch it eventually.
but people will know that. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I just
It's
don't
an
know how
Always
you
Sunny
don't.
bit too. Oh, I
Oh,
just
that's-
remembered
yep.
Dee's boyfriend.
Yeah, Dee is dating a
It's just
retarded
like-
person. Yeah,
Yeah, that was great.
I don't think that guy's retarded.
Yeah, that was the best part at the end. Like, poor D.
Well, I just like Dennis just gaslighting her with that. And he's just like, oh no, he's not retarded. I just, which is what you do, in my opinion. That's what you do. You set that in motion immediatly.
That is the kind of brother you would be.
That's the type
Yeah.
of fun things that I like to do.
I know you do. My husband and I, for the listeners, I'm talking to the listeners now, have decided we understand what the dynamic is between Bryden and I. He's my annoying kid brother, even though he's like 20 years older than me.
It's not 20, you bitch. It's not 20.
It's like 7.
It's 7 years. 6.5
7
at
years.
most.
He's like puffing up his chest like a freaking polio bird over here.
Polio birds don't do that.
Shut your mouth. They ruffle their feathers all fluffy.
You don't even know what a polio bird feather looks like.
I have seen them at the zoo, and they puff up their feathers.
I like when they go.
Okay.
I think that's cool when they go.
Where are we at on time?
We got 6 minutes left.
Okay. So I want to do a PSA to end the show to all of our female listeners.
I want to do a PISS.
It's just kind of information that was posted. Okay, look, okay, I'm sorry. I was going to let that go, but I don't think I can. The show is almost over. We're hurrying. Please don't run away, Bryden. Okay.
Well, you're just going to do some weird calorie bullshit that I don't care about.
No, it's not about that
Okay.
at all. But I just thought this information was interesting and useful. In an early landmark study, women with high neuroticism were found to be more depressed, irritable, hypersensitive to various stimuli, and fatigued during the late luteal phase. This is PMS. We're talking about PMS.
Okay, I was
So
gonna
generally-
ask who's luteal, because he sounds like a rapper I'd like to listen to.
Late luteal. So luteal, you're not. It's like post ovulation.
Oh, turn my headphones up. Yo, it's luteal.
Okay. Later studies found that women with premenstrual PMS and premenstrual dysphoric disorder have higher neuroticism scores compared to healthy controls. Blah, blah, blah. The point is there's like a genetic component to that, and the two things are connected. I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know what all it means. But
It's
fun.
not interesting. Guess what? Women, some of them are
I'm
naturally born bitches. That's
It's not
what we
your
know.
fault. It's not your fault.
So Abby's
Some of us
obviously.
are just born this way. Some of us were born to be bitches, okay? And that's fine.
All right,
as long
guys.
as you're a hot bitch.
Guys, well, you're not. So, everybody,
Okay.
guess what? November 26th, Abby's, I guess, on her period. If anybody wants to start a Twitter
I'm
account
not.
to
I'm not.
track her cycles,
I am not, though.
Would be
They
a
will have
great-
the tracking wrong.
be a great Twitter
You know
account.
what? Fine. Why would anyone do that? Why would they? Oh my God, that would be so fucking funny if someone just had to track Abby's period.
I
I would
like it.
follow it just so I don't have to keep track myself anymore.
Okay, if you're gonna do that, and then this is where you mess with her. You change it, and then boom, she's pregnant.
No.
Yeah, dude, do that.
Wait,
that would be
no.
the greatest. That would be the greatest troll in the entire world. That would rule. Actually, I'd be fine with the show ending. I would think that was fucking hilarious.
It'd be a pretty big prank.
It would be the best. Pranked. Hi, you got a kid.
I no longer think this is a funny idea. We're not having any more children right now. I have festivals to go to, Bryden.
I keep telling you, that's what's going to be what ends the fucking podcast. We're just because I think both of us are too stubborn to give up. We keep going. No, it's going to turn around,
Ow. Yeah.
and then you're just going to get fucking pregnant.
No. It's not gonna happen.
Abby's going to have twins,
Oh my God.
triplets. She'll be the
imagine?
octo mom indeed. You
No.
pop 8 of those motherfuckers out. That'd be hilarious. That would be worth
No.
the fucking podcast ending. Is you're just stuck with 8 kids, because it'd be like the end of shit. What was that fucking? Why can't I remember that movie now? Requiem for a Dream, where it's like the last scene is just you with 8 kids, and it's just me sitting there podcasting to 2 people by myself.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for listening. You can follow me on Twitter at OctoAbby. That's with an I.
You can follow
What was-
me at Kanye of Comedy 1. That's the number 1. Like the finger. Like the finger, like the finger, yeah, like the
Okay.
finger.
You can
It's
give
like
us
the finger, like a skeleton finger. It is just
calm
like the
down.
finger, and we haven't even bought our cool rings yet. Which Erica asked me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got to
What
get
did
my
she
ring
say?
size. She goes, "What is it, like a friendship bracelet or a friendship ring?" And I was like, "No, it's a skeleton hand, dumbass. What do you? We're both gonna have skeleton hand rings. It's $15. What are you talking
I
about?"
think she's not understanding the sibling dynamic here, you know?
I think that she doesn't get that it's a hand and it's like it grips your finger and it's a
No, what I
skeleton.
mean by that is like it's just the stupidest thing you could possibly think of. We're just doing things. It's a
Yeah,
cool skeleton. We talk about skeleton hands sometimes. Like,
a lot,
sorry.
a
Yeah.
lot more than most podcasts, I think.
Yeah, it happens a lot more often than it should. It doesn't make any sense. But you can go to Spotify. Please give us 5-star reviews on
We need
Spotify.
that.
Also, you can also leave funny reviews with words on Apple Podcasts if you want, but we don't need that as much right now. And please retweet my pinned tweet every week. It's the show every week, and send us Dear Abby's.
Oh,
All right.
and mine too. And go listen to my new song on SoundCloud.
Very exciting.
So,
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening, and have a great week, secure in the knowledge that we are with you, and we are the only ones you could trust are here to help.